Hi, hello, namaskara and welcome back.
Well, no points for guessing. We're reviewing KALKI 289880.
So there are certain films that the moment you walk out of the theater, you either feel happy, you either feel sad, you feel devastated.
Yeah.
But I ended up feeling divine
Yeah.
after walking out of the theater.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't speak until we got out of the theater. And I think soon after the movie ended, we just sat there for
Yeah.
about 5 to 10 seconds, not looking at each other, just lost in our own thoughts.
It's the kind of impact that this film had on us.
Well, kudos to Nagashwin. I feel the maker has to be someone with in-depth knowledge of Hindu mythology, such that he can very beautifully mold and try and accommodate different stories, different narratives. That's what I strongly feel. So he's got a very sound knowledge about Hindu mythology.
Yeah, and not just knowing about Hindu mythology, but I think he knows exactly how to convey what is in his head to the audience. It came across very precisely through the screen. Like he spoke as a director through the screen.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention this also. So when we saw the trailer, we've let out the review already. Like you can link it in the description. Go watch the trailer review reaction if you haven't. But when we watched the trailer, there were certain understandings, from the trailer that we understood.
Yeah.
The movie, nothing like it. Nothing like it. Why should anybody buy a ticket and watch this film? So let's talk about the highs of the film. What worked out well in this film?
For me, the Mahabharata scenes.
Yes.
Oh my god. They were just as you would imagine while you're reading Mahabharata. So he struck a chord with every child's imagination, I feel. And how he's got that, molded that in the film, and it fits so beautifully in the script of the film. And it makes sense to you. It's not just there because it's meant to be there or it's supposed to be there.
Yeah. The best part of the film for me was the interval scene.
Yeah.
This film escalated too many levels at too many levels during the interval. It's very difficult not to speak about this film without giving any spoilers. But that scene, the interval scene, it keeps replaying in my head. It's been 2 days that we watched the film already, and I keep thinking about it. Every now and then that scene pops up, and I feel happy. I feel so happy.
Just feel content.
Yeah, it feels very nice.
Yeah. I mean, everything fits in so perfectly.
Yeah.
Just that one scene.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, something divine happened.
Yeah.
For me, it was one of interval scene. The block scene is definitely one of the scenes for me.
Yeah.
Where something divine actually comes across.
Another thing that worked out very well in the film was the fight sequences between Prabhas and Amitabh Bachchan.
Oh gosh. I mean, I don't think I can be accurate enough with respect to the screen time that they both shared, but it felt like a two-man show.
Correct.
They were very much at par, and my god, this is so beautifully done. No wonder Amitabh Bachchan is the Amitabh Bachchan.
Exactly.
Someone who can take on the role, and you would feel like, this is how Ashwathama would look.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Exactly. Another great thing that worked out really well in the film was all the cameos.
Oh my god.
There are a lot of cameos. All of them fit so well for the storyline. They were not just there because they had to promote the film or whatever. They sat very well with the story.
The dialogues are not cringy at all, as in they're not build-up dialogues.
Yeah.
So even for Prabhas's character, they could have easily gone overboard with his introduction.
Yeah.
But it's taken in a very comical way.
Correct.
And another high in the film.
Yeah, another high in the film.
Bhuji.
Dude, too good.
Kirti Suresh's presence is very much
evident
in the film, throughout the film.
Yeah.
And that was a great decision
on
part of the makers.
And for a mythological film,
Yeah.
it was very humorous, and
Yeah.
that worked out really well. It was
Yeah.
not forced comedy.
Correct.
It was very situational, right? It worked out really well in the
Yeah.
film. That was another thing that I
Yeah.
really enjoyed.
Definitely.
And so when we're talking about the highs of the film, how can you not talk about the climax? That
Oh my
was
God.
that came out of nowhere.
Yes.
Hit you
It
like a truck,
was- Yeah. Yeah.
and you just get transported into the
Yeah.
set of the film.
realm.
Yeah, the realm, and
Yeah.
it was beautiful. Climax was
Yeah.
very nice.
You're just left feeling, wow.
Yeah. And you're left craving for the
Yeah.
second part. You kind of have an idea as to what's going to happen in the second part. You really crave for it. That's how much of an impact that this film has on you.
Yeah, definitely. So the technological aspect in the film, it's a different era, so let's just leave it at that. But certain vehicles carried by some of the characters, oh my god, they're just out of this world. You know, it's still very unpredictable that some of those characters would carry something as tech savvy as those vehicles. And also, I mean, he's got a stellar cast in this film, so obviously performances are just
Yeah. Yeah. There are certain things that did not work for the film. Like,
well, the weapons carried by the good guys in the film didn't work out for me, but maybe it's because he wanted them to show as technically backwards or something like that.
and I think because of that, the fight sequences, like
Yeah.
the action sequences.
Yeah.
So when it's an individual action sequence, when like Prabhas has his role, or
Yeah,
when it's
yeah.
Amitabh Bachchan, it worked out really well.
Yeah,
But when
absolutely.
it came to the whole action sequences of the good against the bad, that kind of, I felt like it was
Yeah.
a downer. And another important aspect is the music of the film. How did you like the music?
Man, Diljit, his song hit the right spot.
Yes.
Jeez. And you just feel like, while I was watching the film, I'd forgotten that Diljit had actually he'd created the Bhairava anthem. And I wasn't sure if they're going to put it in the film. But when I heard it, I was like, oh my god, this
Yeah.
Diljit.
Yeah.
So good. It wasn't out of place.
Yeah.
It worked out beautifully well.
Yeah,
with the
that
film.
sat very well with the film.
Yeah.
This is not a spoiler, but there's another song that is sung by Sanjay Hegde. And
Yeah.
that song was really good too. I'm
Yes,
waiting for them to
nice.
release that song. They've not yet released it on any platform yet.
Yeah.
But that song is really nice too. Now that we've covered like most of the aspects of the film, I saw a couple of reviews, and even when I spoke to a couple of our friends, one main thing that they said was they kind of felt bored a little. It may be because of the lows that we spoke
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
That's the only aspect where you might feel a little dragged out, or a little bored and a little less engaging. But it was we did not feel
No.
that. We never got bored. It kept us engaging throughout.
Yeah.
It is a long film, not denying that, but it did not feel dragged out or anything. So overall, how would you rate this film on 10?
A solid 8.5. You?
I would say an 8.8.
Okay.
Because it did make you feel a lot more, or a lot different than what usual regular films do.
Definitely. Was it worth watching this film in the theater, or would you have waited for an OTT release?
No, it was so worth watching it in theater.
definitely.
Like, I don't think the emotions resonate as much in OTT.
Yeah.
It is a theatrical release.
Definitely.
Have to watch it in theater. I think I already know the answer for this, but would you watch this film again in theaters?
100% yes. I mean, I just want to know what else I'll be able to get from this film after watching it for the second time. And I'll just watch it again and again. I don't mind.
Yeah.
I want this genre to work. I want this film to work, and I'm glad it did.
Okay. that was our take on Kalki.
Please do watch it in theaters and let us know how you like the video.
இந்த வீடியோ பிடிச்சிருந்துச்சிங்கன்னா கமெண்ட் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க, வீடியோ லைக் நிறைய போடுங்க.
Bye.
See you soon.